Here is a sentence in English, and here is the same sentence in Hindi. Watch what happens when I run both through the tokenizer of a large language model. English, 7 tokens. Hindi, 24. Same meaning, same information. But the model needs nearly 4 times as many tokens to even read Hindi. That is not a bug, it is a design decision. And in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to show you how one company in Bangalore looked at this and decided the entire foundation was wrong.
Bengaluru-based startup Sarvam AI is drawing global attention with its latest AI models.
India's AI story is entering a crucial phase, and Sarvam AI sits right at the center of it. What is this made in India startup all about? Well, let's find out.
But first, let's zoom out for a second. How do large language models actually work? You take a massive amount of text, feed it into an architecture called a tokenizer, and it chops every word into smaller pieces called tokens. It trains itself to predict what comes next. It does this billions of times until it gets good at guessing the pattern. When a company says our model has 100 billion parameters, those are the settings it tuned through all that training. 100 billion knobs, each adjusted to predict the language better. So what happens when that very first step of chopping words into tokens is fundamentally broken for your language? Most foundation models build their tokenizer using byte pair encoding. BPE scans a huge body of text, finds which character pairs shows up together most often, and merges them into a single token. Do that thousands of times, and you get a vocabulary, a dictionary of chunks the model recognizes. But if your training data is overwhelmingly English, your vocabulary reflects English patterns. Common English words become single tokens, but common Hindi words, they get fragmented. Every extra token costs compute and fills your context window. 4 times the token means 4 times the cost, 4 times less room for the model to think. So what did Sarvam do? They built a completely new tokenizer from scratch that was trained on a dataset heavily weighted towards Indic languages. Instead of learning that the is a common English pattern, it learned the most common pairings in Indian scripts of Devanagari, Tamil, and Bengali. The result? A fertility of 1.4 to 2.1 tokens per word for languages. But what does that mean? Well, fertility is just a measure of how many tokens it takes to represent one word. A perfect score would be 1 token per word. For reference, most multilingual models need 4 to 8 for the same languages, and Sarvam cut theirs down to near English efficiency. So they have a tokenizer that works, but that raises the next question: what kind of model do you build on top of it? This is where deployment really matters. Sarvam is not building for users on a gigabit fiber in San Francisco. Their most important use cases, government services, financial access, rural healthcare, all need to work on constrained connections and mid-range devices. So whatever they build has to be capable and efficient at the same time. And their answer is mixture of experts, or MOE. Take a look at how a standard dense model works. It activates all of its parameters for every input, no matter how simple. An MOE model works differently. It has a routing layer that picks just a handful of experts relevant to each input. Same total knowledge, but only a fraction active at any moment. Sarvam's 30 billion model has 30 billion total parameters, but only activates 2.4 billion per token, competitive with other MOE models at a fraction of the compute cost. They are being trained on 4,096 H100 GPUs allocated by the Indian government under the IndiaAI Mission. Sure, that is serious hardware, but frontier labs are spending billions on compute. MOE helps close the gap with more capability per GPU hour, but it does not erase it. So they have the tokenizer and an architecture that punches above its weight. But here's what I think most people are missing about this story. Most of the industry treats multilingual AI as a localization problem. Take an English model, fine-tune it, add a few languages, and ship it. But that misses the point. English is computationally one of the easiest languages to model. It just has one script, enormous training data, and text-dominant users. The rest of the world does not look like that. Indonesia has over 700 languages, Nigeria over 500, and across South and Southeast Asia, Sub-Saharan Africa, and the Middle East, voice is the primary interface. The engineering challenges Sarvam is taking on are not regional. These are what every AI company will face the moment they try to reach the next 5 billion users. Sarvam just has to solve them first because their home market demands it. And there is a real question whether they will even get the chance. If Google or Meta ships a multilingual model at 80% of Sarvam's quality with 100 times the distribution, does that technical edge matter? Sarvam is betting that sovereign AI matters, that governments and enterprises will choose domestically built models on locally governed data, and that bet is not settled. Let me take you back to where we started. Hindi at 4 times the token cost of English for the same sentence. At the beginning, that probably looked like a technical quirk. Now you see what it exposes. A set of assumptions about who AI gets built for and who it does not. Fixing that takes a different kind of engineering and a different kind of engineer. Someone at the intersection of strong software fundamentals and AI fluency. And finding and evaluating that specialized talent may be just as critical as the models themselves. Sarvam is asking the question every country will soon have to answer. What happens when the intelligence your people depend on belongs to someone else? That is why sovereign AI matters, not for pride, but for power, access, language, and security.